Welcome to Carvel's channel. We had high hopes that Brixton Motorcycles would be unveiling its long-awaited 1,200 cubic centimeters Bonneville lookalike at EICMA, but the firm instead chose to quietly bypass the bigger Italian stage for a more intimate reveal of the production model in Austria earlier in November. Officially called the Cromwell 1200, the bike made its first in the flesh showing at parent company KSR's HQ several weeks ago, confirming that it is, as suspected, a dead ringer for the Triumph Bonneville T120, right down to the engine layout and retro styling cues, and even some component choices. Brixton also chose appropriate components and electronics for the Cromwell 1200, sourcing KYB suspension both front and rear, a dual disc up front, Nissan braking system with Bosch dual-channel ABS, LED lighting all around, and a round TFT display in the cockpit. You also get traction and cruise control as well as two riding modes, Eco and Sport, and an anti-theft key system, so while the bike is not exactly loaded with the latest tech, it's more than adequate for the class. With the Cromwell 1200S launch also comes flagship status, as it's Brixton's biggest bike to date. There are existing and similarly styled 125 and 250 cubic centimeters Cromwell models, with which the 1200 shares design language, but this bike is surely the highlight of Brixton's range for the 2022 model year. Given that, the 1200S price should be appealing to those looking at cheaper Triumph alternatives. Even with a slightly larger displacement engine, the Cromwell 1200 is positioned to be more affordable than the T120, with a preliminary MSRP of €9,999 according to Brixton. The T120 is currently priced at $12,300. The Cromwell 1200 is the most robust offering yet from the brand, so it's curious that Brixton chose a more lo-fi approach to the launch of what's likely its most important model. Although we figured an EICMA unveiling was a given, the company focused on its smaller displacement models at that show rather than the more highly anticipated Cromwell. That's probably because the European market is Brixton's stomping ground at this point, and where it sees the most interest in its products, the majority of which are under 500 cubic centimeters. The firm's parent company, the KSR Group, cites its HQ and recently opened design center, where the Cromwell was designed, in Krems, Austria, though the bikes are produced in China by Gaukin. In Europe, the Cromwell 1200 is due to go on sale in February of 2022, but for now, the company has no dealers in the North American market, though the bike, and others in the Brixton catalog, seems like it'd be a natural fit for US roads and riders.